Yesterday on the live Q&A, there's a gentleman that asked me a question about what he should do because he lowered his pricing and he's still not getting any customers. And you know what? When I got that question, it really rang home and it made me quite emotional because I was at that stage before when I used to be a freelance designer. So what I'm going to do in today's video is to revisit that question in depth and just go through 7 tips that you need to do in order for you to be successful as a freelance designer. So first of all, when it comes to freelancing, it's a lonely world. So it's very easy, to get depressed and to feel so helpless and to feel like nothing is really working. So first of all, you need a strategy. I'm going to cover this in this tutorial, but what normally helps when you feel so lonely, because it's a lonely job, is to have a group of friends or even go to meetups. So this also helps when you link up with like-minded people and also you talk about design with other people. You can share ideas and so on. So that just gets you out of your own bubble and that gives you that energy to keep on going. So let's start now with what sort of websites you need to design. So yesterday I also mentioned to him that the basic websites that we used to design back in the day, which are just your normal pages, your home, about us, services, and so on, those websites are dead, to be honest, because if you really look at it, if someone is going to pay you money, those type of websites do not bring results. You can't even do SEO on them because they're pretty much like 5 to 10 pages and it doesn't do much. So you need to step up the game and do websites that bring results. For example, you can design a website that has a blog and you can do some SEO on that blog, add some opt-ins so you can start generating leads for the actual client. So this will be your proposal. So you're not going in and saying to your potential customers that you're just designing a normal website. That's boring. I mean, that doesn't bring results and, it doesn't do any good for both you and also your customer. So even if the website looks so amazing, at the end of the day, it's not going to perform that much unless you spend thousands and thousands of dollars to get traffic to that page. And even if you do that, how are you going to measure the conversion if you don't have any tools to capture your leads and so on? So that's number 1. Number 2, you need to, in fact, this is number 3, you need to master a page builder. So there's quite a few out there. There's Divi, there's Elementor, there's Breezy, Oxygen, there's quite a few. So what you need to do is to master one page builder inside out. So once you master it, pretty much you can design a very good layouts and you can also save some layouts in the library to make the whole process of designing websites fast. In fact, yesterday on my show, I actually talked about my Genesis template. Now this template pretty much, just gives you a header, footer, 404 page and search results page really fast, pre-designed. So if you're a freelance designer, these are the assets that you need to build for yourself. So when you start designing your websites, it shouldn't take you a very long time to design these websites. So having templates and also having, predefined layouts in your library is a very, very good idea. And by the way, if you want to take a look at the Genesis template, I'll leave a link to that in the video description below. And also, if you're new to web design and this is the route you want to take, I will also leave a link in the video description below to my web design formula course. Now, this course covers pretty much everything that you need when it comes to web design. And of course, you will get it absolutely free if you buy Divi using my affiliate link in the video description below, because that's my page builder of choice. All right, so moving on, you need to also choose an industry. So, going back to myself, I just used to design websites for anyone. Now, if you do that, you become a jack of all trades. It's very difficult for people to take you serious if you're designing maybe websites for, let's say, an engineering industry, and then you're designing websites, personal websites, you design, it just doesn't make a lot of sense. You need to specialize in one type of websites. Now, when I first heard this, I thought this was a ridiculous idea because I felt like I'm limiting myself. But if you really think about it, let's say you dedicate yourself to building websites for lawyers. That in itself makes you like an expert in those type of websites. And any law firm that wants a website designed, if they look at your portfolio, they will see that those are the type of websites that you design. So you really need to choose a specific area or a specific niche that you design websites for. It could be even for sportswomen, that could be another area that you could go and just specifically design websites that really make that athlete shine. So it could be, a fan page. It can be, I don't know, you can just go crazy with the ideas. All right, so moving on. You need to also design websites that are results based. I know I touched a little bit about it on point number 2. So these websites are websites that do something and bring results. For example, let's say you're building a restaurant website. If you just design a website which has the menus and the address of the restaurant, it's okay. It may look pretty, but what if you design a restaurant website which has some deals, some coupon codes where people, when they go to the website, they can download a coupon code and get a 10% discount on their first meal. Now that in itself gets even more exciting, even for your clients. So you need to be able to add or integrate these type of tools onto the website to make it even more functional. Another thing as well is, let's say you design a website which has funnels, and this could be a website that could help your customer make even more sales with the system that you've implemented. Now, there are some tools out there for funnels. I use Cartflows, so that's the one that you may want to look. In fact, I'll leave a link to the video description below as well. And I've also created quite a few videos on funnels, sales funnels, so you can take a look at those in my on my YouTube channel. So these are the type of websites which you can go back to your client and say, look, the website that we've built has brought in these amount of leads, and look at how much extra sales we've made by applying this system. Now, moving on to the next stage, and this is point number 6, the maintenance, right? So if you can bring results, of course, these are now a bit more complicated type websites. They are going to need someone that maintains them. I mean, chances are your client won't be able to maintain these websites. So this is where now you want to earn extra money on the side by charging them a retainer. So it could be $50, $100 a month just to maintain their website. But it makes sense to charge them money if the website is making them money. So you'll notice that they'll be very resistant to paying you anything if the website is not really making any money. So that's what you want to do. So make sure your website is bringing a lot of results. And once you're able to prove that and show that, then you can say, look, website, I can take care of it, make sure everything's running okay, and for a specific, amount. So that's another way that you can earn some extra money per month. So let's say you have 10 websites at, let's say $100 retainer per month. That's some decent money coming through. So even in those times where the work is low, at least you're getting some money coming through on a monthly basis. Moving on, and this is the final one, number 7. Now, this is very important because this is where now you need to promote yourself. Now, we have so many tools, and in fact, the time we're living in today is actually fantastic because we have a lot of tools that we can use to promote ourselves. So the very first one I would go for here is vlogging. I know this one here is very difficult because most people don't want to be on camera. Even myself, to be honest, I do all these videos, but I don't really like being on camera. But I have to force myself because this is what brings the best results. So if you can vlog and just do a behind the scenes so people get to know you and get to see what sort of person they're going to be working with, that also helps with promoting your business as well, because people know what sort of person you are. And, they say a picture tells 1,000 words. What about a video? Think about it, So video is very, very important. Now, if you can't do video, perhaps you can do a podcast where you're talking about tips to help small businesses or to help anyone who wants a website designed out there. So you can choose topics like how to build email lists, how to do promotions, how to sell online, and those type of things. Chances are a lot of your customers, they don't know how to apply all these things. So just by listening to you, you have now really raised your bar. By talking about these topics, you've just made yourself very, very relevant and more like a professional in those areas, because very few people are confident in talking about all these things. But you don't have to wait until you're a pro to start talking about all this. You can, as soon as you learn something, you can talk about it and just, grow with it. So that's one way I would suggest. And we also have things like Instagram. Use Instagram, do promotions, promote them in your own area. And this is what can help you become a great freelance designer. All right, so I thought I would just go in and share my tips. If you have any more tips that you may want to add, please add them in the video description below. The idea of this video is to help those of you that want to be freelance designers or are already freelance designers and are struggling. And also, I am going to be creating a complete course on how to get started as a freelance designer. So make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit the bell notification. By doing so, you'll be notified when I announce any items. All right, guys. So that's all I have for you in today's video. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.